Hello and welcome to the TaniTalksPodcast. So today in this episode, we are going to be talking about how to make long-lasting friendships in high school. Now, this idea of doing this episode actually came up to me yesterday when I had woken up because I was thinking, right? And in a lot of different, for example, sitcoms and coming of age, like TV shows and movies, we hear a lot about the main character going through different types of friendship drama. And I had realized, even though I have a large number of friends, I don't experience any sort of friendship drama. And so I thought today I would share my advice and my tips on how to make long-lasting friendships that are going to last you through high school and after. Okay, you guys, so the first thing we need to talk about is gossip, okay? Gossip is gross. You're either, very low-key about it and, oh no, but it's just fun, it's just, girlhood and stuff. No, it's not. It's not, okay? While you are saying that others deserve to know all this information on somebody else, don't you realize that this is slowly destroying yourself? Okay, because, engaging in rumors with that type of negativity and that complete ignorance basically brings you down to the level of the person that you were probably gossiping about. I don't know what research says, but since I was young, before I understood making friends and stuff, I didn't realize that. And me and my friends' conversations would usually consist of stories of what other people did or what other people didn't do. And you know what that's giving? We have no life. We have no life. We're talking about other people because we don't think that anyone else would want to hear us talk about ourselves. Stop bringing down other girls for entertainment. It's disgusting to others and most especially to yourself, because you know what? Ever since I learned it was wrong and started making good friends, gossip was actually completely cut out from my life and I didn't even realize it, but my happiness levels went up so much. You know why? Because my days weren't being filled with negativity. Now, even if gossip made up just a small chunk of my day, I overheard something in the bathrooms, it still affected my mood throughout, whether it was subconsciously or not. I wasn't having to think anymore, oh, they said that this person did that. Now I should try avoiding to do that too. No, I was able to be free and I was able to be happy. And the most important thing ever was I was able to see the best in people before the worst. And a lot of the things that gossip does to you is it gives you impressions of people before you have even met them before. And this is a problem, right? Because that means that you already have all these pre-made assumptions about someone that you don't even know. So it doesn't even give them the chance to be able to give you the impression of them. Does that make sense? Because it's just wrong on both ends. And you know what? If you are able to completely cut gossip out of your life without having any effect on yourself, then you have a life. Congratulations. You have topics worthwhile that bring you joy. And if you aren't, then maybe you need to check yourself and see what you can do about it, because things need to be changed, bestie. And on that similar topic, a friend does you wrong and you need an outlet. Use code names, okay? Now, you may be wondering, why would you do that? If someone is doing something that annoys you, you just say their name to the other friend, because they would understand the situation better, right? Don't do it, because you know why? As soon as you start mentioning names, you are talking behind their back. Now, here's the thing, okay? It's okay to be looking for an outlet in another friend, right? The only way that it's weird is if your problem is with a different friend. Why are you talking to another friend about that situation? They're not going to fix your problems. They're not going to magically make them start doing the right thing. No. So why are you going to them? Okay? The first person that you should be consulting is that friend who is making you feel bad. Okay? Because going up to someone else, nothing's going to be done about it. Okay? Unless you need their advice on something or how to approach the situation, then you should do that. But if they're this first person that you're running to, instead of the person who is causing you the problems, you are doing something wrong, okay? Now, one time I was having a conflict. It was one of my friends was dealing with something and was going through a really hard time right now. And for some context, basically, they were just upset all the time, and it honestly really pained me to see it as a friend, because they were always quiet all the time now. They were just, and in general, it brought down the mood as soon as they entered the room. And that is fine, right? Because it's like, if they feel that way, then I'm not going to stop them, right? Because they definitely have a valid reason to feel that way. But the problem is that they wouldn't communicate how they felt. And instead, whenever I'd ask them, like, are you okay? Is there like something going on? They would ignore me, or they would run away, or they would leave my messages on read. Now, I know how that sounds. It sounds ridiculous. And I felt the exact same way. Now, in a moment, I'm going to talk about boundaries and communication. But for now, I want to talk about the act of communicating in general. Now, this friend completely disregarded telling anyone, like even, oh, I feel sad right now, or I don't want to do this activity, or I want to be alone right now. And that is where it put them in the wrong. Now, I understood that it was okay that they didn't want to tell me what was going on, but instead they should have told me how they felt. Because between friends, communication is so important. You need to be able to tell the other how you feel. And you know, you don't have to even go into specifics about what it might be that is causing you to feel that way. If it's your friend that is making you feel upset, you have to tell them. You need to tell them that they are making you feel bad so that they can change their behavior. But if it's something external, you don't need to tell them what's going on. You should tell them at least how you feel though, and see if there's anything that they can do to make you feel better about it, or to take your mind off of it. Now, the problem is that they were lingering around and not seeking help, or at least telling us how they felt, or how we could have helped them feel better. And as her friends, it made us very frustrated. And I realize now that I did not handle the situation like I should have. But in these types of situations where you cannot communicate directly with your friend, that's where I saw an outlet with my other friends to get counsel from them on the situation. Now, instead of just saying the person's name, of course, we just said this person, like, hey, I'm really frustrated with this person right now, you know? You need to talk like that, okay? No mentioning names. That's wrong, okay? Now, you see, the thing about this method is sometimes you both know who you're talking about now. But the thing is, that doesn't matter. You know why? Because the simple act of concealing the person's identity while you are talking about them shows your respect to their privacy and that you mean no harm. And that is really important. Intention is very important here. Now, this should be with any situation. If you need to talk to a friend about something, then of course, that's what you have to do. Now, let's talk about the other end, my friend's side, the one that I felt conflicted with. Communication is the most important thing in any friendship that you want to grow. The reason why this was causing problems on both ends was because this person wasn't able to communicate how they felt. And for me as a friend, it felt bad to watch. Personally, I didn't handle it as I should have. And instead, when I should have treated them with more gentleness, I got frustrated and I told them that I wouldn't be able to help them if they couldn't tell me what was happening, you know? But the thing is constantly deflecting, and when someone asks you, is everything okay? And when you're clearly very upset, saying that you are okay, that is wrong, and it causes a lot of frustration on both ends. And like I'm going to say later, on my side, I shouldn't have had to assume where her boundaries were at. That is something my friend had to communicate to me. So instead, if she didn't feel comfortable communicating face to face how she felt, something that she could have done instead of talking one-on-one about it or leaving my text unread, she could have passed a note. It's as simple as that. She could have wrote down as much as she needed, or like even just a sentence of, hey, I feel upset, thank you for caring, or thank you for asking, or like literally anything, okay? And she could have passed it over, and she could have even left the room afterwards if she needed to, you know? Like, I would have totally understand that. It's such a simple gesture, but it checks off all the boxes, okay? First, if it checks off the box of telling the other how you feel. Second, it lets them know that you accept their support to them now. And third, it acknowledges the fact that they were acting in a way that didn't benefit either parties. Now, this is something that I really wanted to talk about in my podcast, and there is a saying and there's this phrase that goes, when you have a best friend, you guys aren't going to fight. And you guys want to know what my opinion on that is? I think it's actually true, okay? Now, before you say anything, let me explain why. In 4th grade, I had this best friend, and we literally never fought. So the time where we did fight, it was a very big one, and it actually completely ended our friendship. And do you guys want to know what we were talking about? You guys want to know? We were talking about LOL dolls. We were fighting about our LOL dolls. Now, take one of my current friends, for example. We have also never fought, and you may say, oh, that just means that when you do, your friendship is going to end. No. You know why we have never even fought in the first place? It's because we both have the communication skills to resolve any issue that we might have, which completely prevents us from building up any resentment towards the other person that can lead to a fight. Communication is the foundation of a good friendship. If you and the person do not know how to communicate or are too afraid to tell the other person how you feel, a small mistake that hurts you, and you don't react, they're going to think that saying that joke or doing that behavior is okay when it's not to you. Now, you want to know why me and my friend haven't had a fight in our 5 years of being friends? Because rather than expecting for the other to know their boundaries, throughout the friendship, if something the other says hurts us, the person who felt hurt is able to text them or call them and tell them, hey, I wanted to let you know that this joke you said the other day hurt me. And I know that was not your intention, but I thought it was important to let you know. And you know what the response was? It was immediately they texted back, and I could see that they felt bad in return and had empathy. And they texted me this whole paragraph apologizing and saying how it wasn't their intention and that they felt really upset that they hurt me. And they started gushing about how much they're sorry and how they actually really love blank, blank, blank. And how they meant it as a joke and they'll be better from now on. Now, the difference between the conflict between the one in 4th grade and the one now is that in 4th grade, me and my friend, we did not understand how to resolve our fight, nor did we know how to communicate how we felt, which led to the fight. And lastly, we expected the other person to know where our boundaries were without communicating it directly. So, now that we are finished talking about the important things that you need to maintain in a long-lasting friendship, now we're going to talk about how do you make these friends? How do you find these friends? So, basically, the most important thing is you need to seek friends for the right traits. So what I mean by that is you shouldn't be looking for a friend in terms of, oh, they have a cool fashion style, or they seem really cool and popular, or they seem really funny. You should be looking at whether they are kind. Now, I know what you're gonna think, okay? What if they don't have the same humor as me? What if I get bored? Okay? Like, girl, you don't even understand, okay? Because the shyest people, they usually have the best humor. And I'm just letting you in on that, okay? Because actually, I think last year I befriended this person who was like super shy. And they were so funny, bro. Like, actually funnier than me, okay? Like, you would be surprised. Because something I've also noticed about our generation in general is I think with the rise of social media and like TikTok and different platforms, everyone low-key has the same humor. Like, that's just something that I've seen. Everyone has the same humor, basically. And honestly, yeah. And being able to find someone that you just know has humor, probably, okay? But you're looking for them for their kindness. That is the thing that you should be seeking above all else. Because when you make friends with them, you know it's not going to go south. You aren't going to have to worry about gossip or talking behind your back, aka gossip on you. This loyalty, and you literally get a package of all the good traits and someone you know will be there. And that is something that is way more important than anything else. And if you don't think so, maybe you need to rethink your priorities, because now usually these people will also come with other friends too. And that is very useful, okay? Because what you should also do, if your intention is to make a lot of friends, is one person, they'll usually come with a whole pack or community of friends too. And that is something I realized. Now, what places should you be looking for friends? In your school or in your community, if there's different clubs and stuff, for example, at my school, we have a lot of clubs, but the thing is like, there's not really many people who participate from what I've seen. And the people who do, they usually already bring their own friend group with them. But usually every once in a while, you will be able to find someone who is alone and who seems really kind, and you can go up to them and become their friend, because that's what I did last year. And now this person is super kind and I love talking to them. But there are also more well-known communities, for example. Like at my school, we have band and we have theater. So I don't know if for theater it's universal, but I know for band it is, because you know what? I have a friend who lives in Iowa, and this person is in band, and it's literally the same thing there. Like literally the community there, it is the same thing, and it is just as big, and it is just as kind, and it is just as funny and chaotic. So if you have band kids at your school, go make friends with them, okay? Because they're literally the best, okay? I'm not even in band, but literally over half of my friends are band kids, and genuinely, they are, first of all, the most genuine people ever. Second of all, they are so funny, okay? And they're also talented. You guys notice that too. Band kids are very talented too, because they can play an instrument. So that's very cool. Very cool indeed, okay? So definitely try seeking out them too. And also, another thing is, if you are looking specifically for people with humor or something, you can also seek out the theater community, because they are so funny, bro. Like, it's actually insane. And I'm guessing that's universal too. But if not, if it turns out that, who knows, the band community at your school is like super dead, or the theater community is, try like seeking out other communities in your school, because I'm sure you've looked at, for example, a class or something. Like, for example, at my school, French is like, it's really fun, because all the people who take French, they're all like very similar, and it's very family-like too. If you have something like that in your school, definitely try to join, because if you join the class, you had no choice. You are going to become friends with them either way. And that's like the best thing ever. And once again, the best part about joining these types of communities is it's a community. So when you are making friends with one person, for example, in band and theater and French, you are becoming friends with not just them, but all of their classmates and all the people that you know too, which is going to be amazing for you, because if you turn out to have any classes with them this year or next year too, you're going to be able to talk to them, and you're going to have a new person to talk to, and it's going to be so much fun. So yeah, that's basically it. That's basically how I am able to maintain long-lasting friendships and make friends with the right people. So I think honestly that was basically it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And before you leave, okay, before you click out of this, I want you to check out my YouTube channel. I have a vlog channel. It's called Tani's Corner. And basically that's where I post all my vlog type content. I post my come with me to school vlogs there. A lot of summer vlogs currently, on like stuff that I do with my friends. I have a productivity vlog uploaded, so go check it out, okay? But if you are looking for more motivation-based content, go check my Pinterest out. It is all linked on the sidebar on Spotify, or if you are watching this on YouTube, it is all linked down in the description or on my About page. So on my Pinterest, I post wantingism type things and bite-sized motivation tips, basically kind of like what I contain in my podcast, but in readable form. So it's very, very useful, and I think that's it. I also have my my links, my I forgot what it's called. I have my links somewhere too, to like all my links and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please follow my account or subscribe. And I would love to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, Girly Pop, and goodbye.